The newest arena in all of Division I sports is right in your backyard. And to be inside, you don't have to break the bank. With tickets starting as low as $12, you can see St. Thomas basketballs and hockeys in the brand new $183 million multi-purpose on-campus Lee and Penny Anderson Arena for prices straight out of 20 years ago. Proud past and pricing, bright future, and national postseason eligibility for the Tommies. The stakes are high, the setting is state-of-the-art. Get your tickets today at TommySports.com.
Every day in the nice little Canadian town of Beavermount, Ontario is pretty much the same. Folks are polite, there's a hockey game that evening, and someone gets brutally murdered. Sorry About the Murder, a very Canadian murder mystery podcast. Listen to all of Season 1 now by typing Sorry About the Murder into your favorite podcast app.
Ben look! This is Ricey for the Canopy Group, and we have a challenge for you. Call your current home and auto insurance agent and ask them to shop your coverage with 16 different companies and give you the top 3 quotes. Go ahead, ask, and be ready for a long pause because most agents represent only one company. That's right, one, and they're counting on you to not shop around. But the Canopy Group does the shopping for you. Their team of 50 professionals works the entire insurance marketplace to find the best coverage and value for your specific needs. And once you're a Canopy Group client, you're part of their annual review program, meaning they keep working for you year after year, saving you a small fortune over time. Stop settling, start saving. Visit thecanopygroup.com today and let them do the shopping while you enjoy the saving.
I got a burning question.
All right, let's go.
Is Jordan Addison the guy who was driving the wrong way to find the dog?
Yes, he was driving 140 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And then a year later, he was driving 0 miles an hour. It was parked at 3 o'clock in the morning outside LAX, and is lucky he didn't get killed. He was in like the second lane of the 6 laners. So he had a ticket for driving 140 and a ticket for driving 0. And now you're in a You're in
the middle of nowhere.
You're in a hotel in the middle of nowhere
in England.
He still managed to miss the walkthrough or something.
What?
It's
undefeated.
It's very much undefeated.
But he found something.
Well, apparently the rumor was he was hanging out with a rapper.
Oh, really?
And there was some concert or something like that. I
in
heard.
Ware, England, Ware.
Yeah, which is like 20 miles out, and apparently just a field or something. The practice field they only had one practice field, and it wasn't primo, I don't think.
Well, and as I heard a local commentator cite, there's a reason the Vikings decided to stay 2 hours outside of the city. They did that on purpose.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, the hard-hitting punishment was he didn't play the first quarter.
Yes, I mean and I'll say one thing. O'Connell told us why. Most of them don't. Most of them just will say, "Well, it's
team decision,
team matter," or something like that. But I don't think that was the highlight of the week, though. The guy from...
Did you shrink, or you were sitting in a low chair?
I don't know. Like
you look like a little
Gabe's
person.
Got a little tiny chair here, and I haven't raised
looks like
it up.
He shrunk.
I may have, with the way my knees are today, I may never get out of here. I might have to just roll out to the car in this thing. But did you see the guy from the Arizona?
Oh, my God.
The Arizona. Arizona has lost their previous 2 games on the last play of the game. So they're ahead 21-6, right?
Against the lowly Tennessee Titans.
Winless Tennessee Titans. The guy runs 72 yards for a touchdown.
The Titan guy?
No, the Cardinals running back.
Cardinal guy. He gets to about the 2 and he flips the ball to
look what I just did.
Look what I just did.
No.
He flips the ball at least 2 yards before he's in the end zone. They cover it. And they let him play.
Here's the worst part.
I think the coach hit him, though, on the sideline.
The coach was very upset.
There was a fight, I think.
The coach, but he let him come back into the game.
And here's what makes it worse.
I would have sent him to, away for a month.
Did the Cardinals win the game?
They did not.
They
Oh,
lost
my God.
They became the first team in NFL history to lose 3 straight games on the last play of the game.
And the funny thing is, it was initially ruled a touchdown on the field. The referee then went into the old, under the canopy there.
And it was about the one, probably when he flipped it.
It was almost impossible for him to get any closer to the goal line before he let go of the ball. It was that close.
But why?
What are you doing?
Have to let go? Why do we have to let go of the ball?
And Joe,
what is wrong? What is in these guys' heads?
Nothing.
That's
split your head open with an axe.
Nothing will come out.
Basketballs.
Whatever.
Pat, to make matters worse, Joe will relate. One of us in this room had Arizona as his survivor pick.
Oh, really?
I didn't.
Me.
You did. Oh, they were your survivor.
They were.
I went out last week.
That upset a guy.
I
think you should send him a death threat.
No, I'm not gonna.
You lasted a week longer than I did.
Yeah.
I had Frisco last week.
And the league that I'm in, that was 46% of the remaining participants pick. So basically,
Arizona?
half of the people that were still
the
left.
Titans were so rotten.
What did it cost you to join that pool?
We'll keep that to ourselves.
Mine was only $20.
Yeah.
I watched like 4 minutes of the games, but I missed the play. I saw it on replay. But that number one draft choice, that throw he made late in the game that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, who won the Buffalo game last night?
The Bills lost to the Patriots.
Oh, that's right. I saw the end. What am I even asking for?
The Patriots have gone from Tom Brady to having a little blank period. The guy they got now is Tom Brady the second.
He is really
fantastic.
good.
What's his name?
Drake May.
Drake May?
Drake May.
Where'd he play?
He was for North Carolina, but I don't know if he transferred.
No, he was a Tar Heel the whole time.
He was the number one draft choice, right?
In fact, that's the guy that O'Connell wanted.
Yeah,
that's why they want. But they weren't ever going to
give him.
Yeah.
You think McCarthy will ever play again?
Oh yeah.
Being somewhat facetious,
but Wentz, without the last drive, Wentz, they did a good job at dinking and dunking down at the end because they knew they couldn't protect him, so they just threw short. But he played pretty good yesterday.
What is the point of this European BS? Do they want teams there permanently?
They want to sell the Vikings. We had a story. I'm sure St. Paul did too. A big St. Paul about they're trying to create this big Viking fan club thing.
Did we send anybody there?
I don't know if you did or not. I don't know.
You sent
we had Andrew Kramer and Sue had in London, and then we had Gessling and Sue had in Dublin, and nice trip for Sue had. Took the bride and everything was just
cool.
Fine. Yeah. Anyway, but I don't know. It's ridiculous. We got next, but one thing they like is the 8:30 in the morning games because then you got people watching all day long.
That's true.
The NFL.
Yeah.
They have another one next week.
Yep. I think it's Denver and the Jets. I believe is next week.
They play two and. How many times they play in that Tottenham Stadium?
I don't know. I should look that up.
How about the guy hitting the wire when he kicked the field goal?
Oh,
I didn't see 1 minute of either European game.
The Vikings kicker's kicking, and all of a sudden the ball goes right, and you can't figure it out. And nobody said anything, and the refs. But then later they said there's a thin little wire holding something up, and he ticked the wire and moved the ball right.
When you watch the replay, it's so clear it hits something.
Yeah, because it's. And the guys doing TV had no idea. They just said, "Oh,
it looks like he shanked it," or whatever they said.
Yeah, it was.
And the kid's about as reliable as it gets. I mean, he's a good kicker.
He's a great kicker. But anyway, they won. But
now they have a bye week.
This is the always dangerous bye week.
Week, yes.
You got to watch Jordan Addison.
Yes. I think we should have
lock him up.
I think we should have a chaperone for all. But as we enter bye week, it is the 20th anniversary of the Love Boat.
Love Boat.
This is the day the boat ride took place, and then we had all the other things that followed.
I brought this up before. I'm somewhat hesitant to admit it or reveal it, but I had some basic questions about the Love Boat.
Yes.
They had all these women there
Yeah.
for enticement. And
Young ladies from
But it
the-
was very cold.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
It was very cold out.
Well, it wasn't
So-
very, but I think
No,
it was 50
Pat,
or
it was
something.
a miserable fall night. It was
Yeah.
cold, and
I've been on one of these boats for, I think
you're missing my question.
it's enclosed, is what I'm trying to get at.
It's not cold. It's cold. It's not a boat with a heater.
Yeah, well, you know what? A little cold weather with the hookers, the strippers.
That's what I'm wondering.
You probably get to see some. I don't know. I don't want to get into it.
I don't want to. I was just wondering how.
Well, you can still shake dice when it's cold. Play cards.
Matt Burke, I believe the quote was, because Fred Smoot was the guy who arranged everything. We'd brought him in, and he'd been in Atlanta at one time, right?
I think he was at Washington, then came to us, and then went to Atlanta.
But he knew about the Gold Club in Atlanta,
Oh,
which
sure,
was
yes.
a very popular strip joint for athletes of all thing. And they were so lucrative back then. They flew them in. They flew the girls in from Atlanta. And of course, Matt Burke's quote was, "What's wrong with our strippers?"
That's right.
Which
They would have showed up in snowmobile suits.
Yes, right. That's true. But, the whole thing would have gone off just fine if they didn't go whiz behind a tree in Gladys Kravitz's yard. And she called the cops.
Yeah.
Three guys. But
Actually, having the Love Boat wasn't illegal, was it?
No,
No,
I don't know. It was
Fred
just
Snoop or whatever the hell his name was.
They could have public urination is the only thing they could have charged him for. It was
That's
fine.
nothing.
But for years before Fred, for years they'd had, according to legend, 4 or 5. On by a week they'd rent out a bar or a restaurant and take it over in downtown, and there were a lot of hijinks.
I can imagine.
But everybody was well tipped. Everybody was. They would the waitresses who might have had to put up with a little
Nonsense.
Mischief.
nonsense. We're probably getting $1,000, instead of 100 or something for tips. So they'd done the whole thing, but then somebody said, "Let's go out in the boat," and because they got away with it downtown for years, So.
I do know a couple of people that have tended bar in those situations, and that information is extremely accurate.
Did the one that you bartended at? Did they ever host that? They might have.
I don't remember if they did or not. I think by the time I was working there, we had
already
cleaned things up.
Yeah, but downtown bar.
Do you think Kevin's squad's going to pull something like this during bye week?
No.
I think we got. Well, here's the other thing. We have now, when you get stopped, like Addison did, first thing you do is call security.
They got they get the, what they would be called at the slow horses? The dogs.
Yes.
You get the dogs from MI5 to come and take care of you.
They take care of it. And, we had 13 DWIs in 18 months. Well, if we had today's system, we wouldn't have found out about those. Although, when my career ends, my favorite moment will still be when Tim Van Ness, the artist for the Pioneer Press, and he'd work in there on Sunday night, and I don't want to say there was a waft of marijuana in that back in that artist room, but there weren't many of us in there then, and I knew that anything I needed on Sunday night, he would do it. And that's when we had the purple triangle, where he spent like 2 hours putting little helmets on a map where they had their DWIs, on a Sunday, and we had them in there, and the angle was, we recommend you not travel in this area from 6 p.m. Thursday until noon Saturday.
The purple triangle.
The purple triangle. They went nuts. They did not like that at all.
Are you watching baseball?
Yeah, I did. I watched.
What's with the Torontos?
Can we pause quick and then we'll get to baseball?
Sure.
Yes.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. When it comes to what kind of romance you're into, you don't have to choose just one. Fancy a dalliance with a duke, or maybe a steamy billionaire. You could find a book boyfriend in the city and another one tearing it up on the hockey field. And if nothing on this earth satisfies, you can always find love in another realm. Discover modern rom-coms from authors like Lily Chu and Ali Hazelwood, the latest romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, plus Regency favorites like Bridgerton and Outlander. And of course, all the really steamy stuff. Your first great love story is free when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
What can 160 years of experience teach you about the future? A lot. Especially when it comes to protecting what matters. At Pacific Life, we've helped people and businesses confidently embrace the future with life insurance, retirement income, and employee benefits. With strategies built on strength and trust, and a promise to be here for you today and tomorrow. Ask a financial professional how Pacific Life can help you today. Pacific Life Insurance Company, Omaha, Nebraska, and in New York. Pacific Life and Annuity, Phoenix, Arizona.
You were talking about baseball.
What? Toronto's just kicking the Yankees' butts.
And do you know who the hitting coach is?
Mickey Rivers.
Dave Popkins, who the Twins fired after last season.
Oh, boy.
God, that's
and they brought him in, and they said, we're going to have this new concept of contact, that they're going to, they're going to make everybody be a tough out and stuff like that. And it's worked pretty well. Were you happen to watch? You weren't watching, were you?
Which game?
When Vlad hit the home run.
Yes, I saw that.
I could hear it in Golden Valley.
Oh, my God. What a crack.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Did you
It was just...
the second loudest roar when our guy Louis Varland came in the game and struck out Giancarlo with a 102-mile-an-hour fastball with the bases loaded in a one-run game.
Yeah, but that's okay because we got who the hell?
I don't even remember
who it was. We got the left-handed Rojas. So
Pat, is it?
Alan Rodon.
That's it.
Another left-handed. We only got 9 left-handed hitting outfielders. But
Is next year the year of the automated balls and strikes?
Yes, but only the appeal. You can. It's not all of them. You can.
Is there going to be a robot standing behind home plate?
No. It's not. But they. Here's what they do. They've been using it in the minor leagues. They show it on the screen, and if it touches the line of the strike zone, it's a strike. And you get 2 challenges a game, but every time you're right, you get another challenge. So,
do you get that as a player or as a team?
As a team, you get 2, and the catcher, the hitter, or the pitcher can challenge. But most teams have just let the catcher do it.
So there's going to be human umpires just like today, calling balls and strikes.
Yep.
But if there's an appeal on a ball or a strike, then you look at that box thing with the ball through it.
Yeah. And are they really going to have the same box for Aaron Judge and Jose Altuve?
Right.
That's what I want to know. Are you going to have because on TV they basically show you the same box for every hitter. Well, 6'7" guy and a 5'6" guy can't have the same.
They don't have the same strike zone.
I'm impressed with how good the umpires are. Basically,
they are amazing. I mean, people. There's a few bad ones, but it's incredible. They're so much better than they used to be 15 years ago. Because this is my strike zone, So.
Who was the umpire of the playoff game?
Oh,
Greg. Was it Greg?
Eric Gregg.
Eric Gregg.
Nice
He's
guy.
ringing guys up and the pitch is 3 feet out of the zone.
Yeah, we called him in. His son ended up being the PR guy for the Red Sox.
Oh, really?
Kevin. Yeah.
Okay.
But Eric, the media asked Eric to come out. I was at that game. And Eric and I think Levon struck out 14 or something. So he thought he was going to come in and talk about Levon's right game, and everybody said, Eric, what the hell were you doing? The pitches are this far outside. He got very offended. It was awful.
It was bad.
It was a tremendous. Coxey wasn't happy. Bobby Coxey.
Yeah.
I think he got thrown out about the seventh pitch.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, Pat. If they're going to give 2 challenges per team per game, they're going to be used up in the first inning. Don't you think?
Well, you got to be. You can't. Be wasting them on an unimportant pitch. But if you're right, you get another.
That's true.
Another one. So, but it's.
That's another way to delay the game.
Yeah, but it only takes about 10 seconds.
Yeah, because they've been doing it in the minor leagues, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. But the crowd loves it, so that's all we care about. The fans, if the fans can go, ooh,
Do you know what this?
I'm already sick.
Will the fans be able to watch this replay for the challenge?
Put it on the
They'll put it on the scoreboard.
You know what I'm already sick of, though? I might have said this to you Friday. Yankee crowd shots. We haven't gone home, but crowd shots of New York fans. And the little bastards that are like 8 years old and sitting in a $700 seat.
I saw it last night in Seattle with the head in the hands and the prayerful look. And
God.
You probably haven't been to a game all year.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The Seattle manager is our old buddy, Gopher catcher Dan Wilson, who caught many years for the Mariners, but this is his first year as manager, right?
Is it really? Oh, I didn't know that.
That was their first playoff victory in 22 years or something.
I'm rooting for the M's. I want them to win the World Series.
2001, they won 116 games. They were fantastic, and then they
got swept.
They got beaten in the second round by the White Sox, right?
Yeah, didn't they get swept?
Yeah. No, was it?
No, I thought it was the. I'll look that up.
They won the first round, though. They won the first round, didn't they?
I don't think so. Hang on, I'll look it up. MLB postseason. That was the first year of Ichiro, because A-Rod had just signed with Texas, and they got Ichiro.
How can we ever win without Ichiro? And then they won 116 games. How can we ever win without A-Rod? And then they won 116 games.
You're right, Patrick. Seattle beat Cleveland 3-2 in the American League Division Series, and then they lost to the Yankees 4-1.
Yes.
That same season. So, oh man,
that was Joe when a lot of players were taking vitamins.
Brett Boone.
Being a case of that. Brett Boone.
Didn't he win the MVP that year?
I don't think so, but he
had a hell of a year,
he
though.
had 40-some home runs.
Yeah.
He was a goofball.
Didn't we have him for a little bit?
Yeah, we did. He was a goofball. He was crazier than a hoot owl. So, and Aaron's older brother. Older brother. So, Aaron's. I was getting nervous yesterday, though, Joe. We're up 13-0, and all of a sudden the Yankees get 7 runs in the 7th and 8th innings. Mm-hmm. Do you know that they said this on the broadcast? Had the Yankees come back and won, it would have been the biggest comeback in the history of baseball, regular season or playoffs. 12 runs was the record for a team being ahead. Now, this goes back to 1901, the modern baseball, but it would have been no team in baseball history has ever come back from 13 runs behind, which is pretty
Just
amazing.
think, 1901's 124 years ago.
They always call it the modern era of baseball.
That's the modern era.
Not that modern, no.
What changed between 1900 and 1901?
We started the American League.
Okay.
The American League the National League was around from 1876, but then you had the Federal League and you had some other league. But the American League started in 1901, so that's how.
How about this? I'm looking up Brett Boone's baseball reference page.
Yes.
He had 37 home runs, 141 RBIs. He finished third.
141 RBIs.
And he finished third in the MVP that year. But how about this, to pull it full circle? He was traded by the Seattle Mariners with Eric Hansen to the Cincinnati Reds for Bobby Ayala and Dan Wilson.
Really?
How about that?
Wow,
I did not know that.
That is a... and he never probably drove in 141 runs again.
I think that was his highest output of his career, Pat.
Is
When
that
did we
Seattle
have-
ballpark downtown?
Yes.
It's
Near the
kinda-
football park.
It's
isn't
right
it?
across the street from the football
It's kind
stadium.
of down the hill. From,
Yeah.
We went to a game there in it was the 4th of July of 2022, around that time. And it's right next to the football stadium. And it was a nice ballpark, but they got some issues around that area, downtown Seattle.
Didn't seem to keep away the 45,000
No,
people.
maybe they've got increased security and whatnot, but I do remember
You
seeing.
got a couple of homeless guys. It's fine. I've walked around there. What do I care? You know.
They got that, you know what they got there? A fish market.
Well, that, and you know how we got to the game? Because we were staying in a suburb. We took the ferry into downtown.
That's the only way to go.
Oh, it was pretty cool. A little nervous for Dad, but it was pretty cool.
You walk down the hill though to those fish restaurants. It's pretty good eating.
Yeah.
Then of course you got to walk back up the hill.
That's true.
Which is not
I need a rickshaw.
not that good. But yeah, and then you got what's interesting is baseball's got a roof, but football doesn't. Football is open. They got kind of it comes in a little bit.
But the roof does not enclose the Seattle ballpark.
No.
It's still open air around between the seats and the ceiling. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the year was. We were out. My son and I were out there, Chris, and the Twins were rolling, and Nathan came in and kicked away a game, and that shocked the hell out of us. And things went backwards after that. So.
Yeah.
But it's a good ballpark.
It's already almost.
They're a lot like us in the sense that they also have the college that has a. The University of Washington's right in town, and they have a fan base too. So it's kind of like.
What do you foresee for the Twins? Are they going to go to spring training with this club that just ended the season?
No, I think they're going to trade a couple more pitchers.
Well, it'll be interesting if they trade Pablo and Joe Ryan. I think Joe Ryan will probably want to get out. So I don't know what they're going to do. You could. Lecture me about finances for a long time and not convince me that they're $500 million in debt. How the hell they manage that? It's just goofy. I know that what we discover, I think, is they never pay anything. They just keep borrowing it. Oh, real rich guys, apparently they can do more with money they have than they have to pay bank. Somebody was telling me that the interest rates they pay are minuscule.
I don't understand. They bought the club for $80 million in 1984. Was that what they paid for it?
That much?
I don't think it was that much.
Okay, well, whatever they paid for it.
Calvin got 38, and then the other guy got, I think, 50, 55.
Okay, so let's say whatever they got. The Twins are obviously already paid off. They have to be. For it being in the family for that long?
Unless they use baseball money for other projects.
Well, they claim they don't, but every time they have to spend some money, they borrow it rather than pay it, I guess. I don't get how it works. I don't understand. But I'll tell you one thing. The legend of third generations comes through here, that things get a little more complicated when you get to the third generation. And that's what we have here now. We got, Jim Pohlad really was a great owner because he didn't say anything. He just let him run the club. And you'd get I think, though, when they fired Terry Ryan, he said complete system failure. That's all that's about all he ever said. And that's, now these guys are out shooting off their mouths.
Do you know Joe?
Just a little bit.
I
told you, Joe was the Turkey of the Year last year, and I went over and congratulated him, and he didn't think it was funny.
Well, that's not a good sign. He should have thought it was funny.
No, he should.
He should have been proud.
He should be like Mike Lynn and call up in the morning and say it's about time.
Yeah,
it's about damn time for 8 o'clock in the morning.
I tell you, whatever it is, Lynn got it.
Oh, God, yes. Lynn
He got it.
He did. God, was he great. And he gave you and I one of the great scoops of all time. What was the name of the thing?
The Community
Protection Act.
Community Protection Act. We went out. We've told that a million times. We raced out to Minnetonka and thought, Jesus, they're going to have to stop the presses.
To the editors, and they said,
I think I got 4 paragraphs.
I got about 2. Poor Lynn, he went through. Lynn had us out there for 2 hours.
Oh,
all these
God,
papers
we
and
thought-
stuff we got like this.
We got something
This will
here.
make the national news. We thought we had the scoop of the year. Oh, God.
I miss him though. He was great.
Yeah.
Can we pause? Because I have to ask Patrick a question before we have to
Go
wrap
ahead.
things up. So here's our pause. Pat, I'm curious.
Yes.
What is the valuable positive strides we made in the 42-3 edging by Ohio State on Saturday?
Yeah, I saw that. We saw that from, he's, what I do get
Positive strides.
That's what PJ told us. The 42-3. You know what PJ's real talent is? When he's
Bull-slinging.
When he's getting his ass kicked, they really work hard to hold the score down. They don't want to take any chances.
Nope.
They run the ball as many times as they can. They punt, and then they what was 35-3, and he tried for a field goal, and he doesn't. They're not. They never try to get back into the game because they don't want to get. They don't want to
They
get.
just try to keep from getting it worse?
They don't want to get beat 56-3. They want to get beat 42-3. So he's very protective of the margin of defeat.
Remember a couple of years ago when Michigan was playing them? I think it was here, and it was 48-0 in the third quarter, and he ran the ball on 3rd and 9. And I'm thinking, what is he doing?
Yes,
but that's
protecting
exactly
the
right.
margin of
He's
defeat.
just trying to protect that.
Yeah, he is. He's. It's.
That's their culture, though, Pat.
It's. They're 9-point favorites over Purdue, though.
Really?
This week, and then the following week, Nebraska's here on my birthday.
Well,
on a Friday night.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think the Gophers are. I think they're a decent team. That's just how good Ohio State is.
Their lines aren't as good as they've
True.
had better linemen in the past. But
Well, and having Taylor hurt is not helping because he's probably their best offensive player.
yeah, but what'd they do? Give it to him 8 times for 12 yards
Yeah.
or something? Yeah, I don't know. If UCLA was going to get a new coach, they were going to come after him, and then they beat Penn State last week. Did you see that? UCLA was 0-4, Joe. Mm-hmm. They were terrible. They had nothing, and all of a sudden they beat Penn State last 42-37. It was unbelievable. But
Franklin, I don't think he's going to last there much longer. Do you?
No, he wins a lot of games, but they get very upset that they don't win all of them.
Right.
You ever been there? Were you ever there?
Yeah.
Up there in the hill?
UCLA?
No, not UCLA.
Happy Valley.
Penn State.
I've never been to Penn State.
Yeah.
Never been there.
Well, you were probably done covering sports when they joined the Big Ten.
Probably.
Yeah.
90. Yeah, it was 91.
91?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went out there when they played their last game before they went to the Big Ten. They were playing Pitt, rival. They always played Pitt at the end of the season. That was a big rival. And there was about 12 reporters up there total. Joe was my buddy for 3 days, I just walked around with him, and he, because I was the only guy from out of town who was there. And he loved the adulation, I'll say that, man. He would do a 2-hour radio show on Wednesday night, and then before the game on Saturday, they would replay it. And it was basically everyone who called had to pay tribute to Joe before they asked their question. It was.
If you could go back in time, I would love to see that Pittsburgh baseball park, Forbes Field.
Yes.
Was it called Forbes
was
Field?
Yeah, right.
I would love
All
to
you
see
can see
that.
now is the little hunk of wall.
But
where-
wasn't it up above all that stuff?
Yes, a little hunk of wall where Mazeroski hit his home run.
Is that because of the Clemente thing? Is that what you're thinking of that?
Yeah, I did see a good documentary on Clemente. No, but I just like the fact that it was above the It was up top. It wasn't downtown. It was up in the neighborhood somewhere.
That was up. That's what's amazing. I mean, Wrigley Field is, of course, completely novel now, but they were all like that. They just were in some neighborhood,
Sure.
Baltimore was in a neighborhood.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were. I love Memorial Stadium.
Me too.
But unfortunately, if you drove there and you parked in the lot over at that high school across the way, they backed everybody, you pulled in there, right?
Yeah.
So everybody was back to back. You had to wait for, if somebody wanted to stay for 9 innings, you had to wait for him. It was the worst.
You
man.
two are reminding me of something. I was listening to a national radio show in which the female called it Historic Yankee Stadium, and I thought, hon, that place was built in 2009.
Yes, there's a historic Yankee Stadium was the 1921, I think, was their first year. And then we were there when the first 2 years I was on the beat, and you probably first 2 years, you too, 74, 75, they played in Shea Stadium because they were tearing
it down. Yeah.
That's why I was. That's where I wonder where.
That's why you wanted Tony to pitch in.
I want Tony to pinch in.
I
was told very rudely that.
I still feel guilty about that, having become friendly with you.
Oh, I was treated poorly, man.
You were. I mean, let's face it. I was a jackass.
I would go into a bar where. It's worse than you think. I went into like if we're playing in Boston. After the game, I was. Hey, where are you guys going to be? Pat and Fowler at a bar in Boston. Yeah. And I came in and they went, oh, yeah. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
I matured. I became a nicer guy.
So, Joe, would you say that the treatment Royce showcased towards you back then is the same way that ICE might treat an individual these days?
That's right.
Very similar?
Yes, right. Yes.
Very similar.
And I was built like ICE, too. I could have been an ice guy.
Some of those ice guys don't look.
Come over here.
Some of them don't look fit, do they?
No, they don't. The guy yesterday tried to tackle the fella.
Yeah. He finally gave up.
He's about 5'6" and 235, 240, 250. What a beauty. My favorite ice moment was the guy on the bicycle down there. The kid. Did you see that one?
I didn't see that one.
He comes back and taunts them, and then they start chasing him, and they're coming from like 5 directions, and he goes, and he takes off down the street, and they're running after him, and he's on a bike. God almighty, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. We're going to get him here, though, aren't we? Pretty soon.
I'm sure.
We have some here, yeah.
I think we've got some.
We're vowing not to cooperate. Yeah. I got to see something here.
Yeah.
I think I get a Milwaukee Cubs game tonight, don't I?
Yes.
There's 2. There should be 2 games
tonight.
Yeah,
you get Dodgers at Philly at 5, Cubs at Milwaukee at 8.
How about the Brew Crew pounding them the first game, man?
What's his name healthy?
As Milwaukee, the Brewers have never won the World Series, right?
They
were
been
there in
2?
82, and
I thought they won that year. St. Louis won?
St.
Louis beat them.
Oh, yeah.
82, and was that the only time they were there?
Didn't they go out the year they had Sabathia?
No, they got beaten.
That's right. They lost again to the Cardinals. You're right.
I don't think they've... but I was there the night that they beat the Angels, and our guy Mock got beat by them to go to the World Series, and that was a wild night in Milwaukee, man.
Oh, I bet.
Because the ballpark, you could hear... we're still writing in there, and you could hear downtown and the lights and the screaming and the hell raising. And Seelig was driving back like at 8:30 at night and pulled off to the side of the road and started weeping for joy that they'd made the World Series.
You were right, Pat. Their only appearance was in '82. I thought they had made it, but you're right. They
that
lost.
Won 7 though, right?
Yeah, the 7-game series that they lost to St. Louis.
Molly only had about 18 hits in that series.
Oof.
Hey, a regular American guy won the marathon.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Will Norris from Charlottesville, Virginia.
We tightened the immigration laws.
Well, second place was Tesfu Teweldi, but he's from Flagstaff, Arizona.
I think we'd have a lot less trouble with the foreigners if we could spell their names. It would be. It's really.
You got to go down to
it's a
fifth
problem.
place before you find an Ethiopian.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Ethiopian distance running in a swamp? Is that
I
right?
wonder. Asifa Bekele, Ethiopia. 220.
Bikili?
Bekele, Bekele.
I think Bickley.
Asifa Bekele. But the rest of them are all from. Well, you had an Isaac Threenen from Casson, Minnesota, in the top 10.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Well, my Olympics, I had the Eddie Pope theory when Eddie Pope from Miami, I've told this story 100 times, that Eddie was in in Seoul, and he's from the Miami paper, and they told Eddie, we have gotten you, there's rumors of terrorism on the last day, and we've gotten you a spot on the truck for the marathon. And Eddie says, well, that's a great idea, but I was considering doing my retrospective. So we always said, when there was danger, we always said, I think I want to do my retrospective. Did you know Eddie? You must have read Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie was a character, man. He was something. He was telling me one night, he was in... Where were we? What country were we in? I can't remember. France or some damn place. Spain. And he got in the hotel, and they had they had the shower that you had to move up the pole. They had the shower that you had to unleash. And he couldn't figure it out. So he was showing us how he's laying on the ground, laying on the bottom, spraying himself with his legs up in the air. Trying to figure out.
Wasn't that complicated?
Shower he did, and he couldn't figure it out. So he showed us in the bar. Hey, I gotta wash my privates, and I. God, I loved him. Oh, he was funny. God, he was great.
Miami Herald.
Yep, and he was a sports editor too.
Yep.
Columnist, sports editor. Down south, they were all columnist sports editors.
Yep.
Tom McEwen in Tampa, and a bunch of them were that way. So,
all right.
That's it. We gave them their money's worth today.
We sure did. Can you sell us a car before you head out?
I would love to. Jim Paul and Brett Paul's Valley Group of GM dealers. We got the Buick SUVs. Man alive, are they beautiful machines. And the prices are wonderful right now. Low interest rates, high factory rebates. There's a few 2024s left. Great prices on those. Good prices on 2025s. 3-4 different sizes of these wonderful SUVs. Head out Cedar Avenue, get to 140th, and go over there. The parking lot is full of these SUVs that you can take a look at, and these guys will take care of you. As I've been saying, I bought my last 6-7 cars there, and the financial people will make sure it works for you. Jim Paul and Brett Paul's Valley Group of GM dealers in Apple Valley.
Hey, Garage Logic fans, I do a podcast on the Garage Logic Network that comes out every Wednesday and Friday now, twice a week. But here's an important caveat. There is zero logic available in my show, in the formal definition of logic. Of course, life is a yin and yang kind of thing. There's the logic side, and then there's the what the hell side, which needs to get its exercise. So come for the what the hell and stay for the you've got to be kidding me. Mishki, now Wednesdays and Fridays, twice a week.